So every year or two, a new MLM, for those who don't know, multi-level marketing company pops up. And black people always try to get in on the tail end of it. The money's already gone by the time we get into it. But no black person has ever gotten rich from an MLM. No one. It's a scam, people. For us, it's a scam. Okay, and it's something I know a little bit about directly. I know a lot about MLMs. I actually worked for one, and I trained salespeople for one. Okay, and I'm not going to get into all of the reasons why. But what I say to people is, when you thinking about getting into an MLM, okay, and they gotta file their records. They gotta release their tax documents, and they have to release their financial documents. So you should be able to Google their financial documents and see how many people, not black people, just people in general, even reach that diamond level or that platinum level that they sell you on at these meetings. And a lot of times what you'll find out, no one is at that level. Okay? What you're going to find out is 95% of the people in the business, and whatever business you're looking at, are making less than $100 a month. 95% of them, no matter what ML it is. Okay? That's true for the travel ones. There's a few of those. The NutriJuice and ANC was one. They had the video phones and the vitamin ones. All of these ones. They all post these pictures and got these fake ass videos where they got a big house and all of these cars. But then you go look at the financial documents to see who's actually at the top level. Very few people. And I guarantee none of them are black. Okay? So what happens with the multi-level marketing companies, right, is the people who have their downlines, they just hop from company to company every couple of years. Okay, so the company pays these top people to bring their downline with them. Okay, so yeah, the person at the top of the downline is making the money, but the people coming in aren't making any money. So instead, use your common sense. Okay, if you really want to get into business, okay, pay attention when you look at the most successful black people, top 50 most successful black people in the country. Now take away the entertainers and the athletes, the rappers, the singers, take away all of those people. What's left? How did they make their money? Now, last time I looked at the list, and I could be off, but the last time I looked at the list, the top 10, only one of them was into venture capital. The other 9 people were actually into real estate. And that's my point. Build your business in the hood, okay? And I've had this conversation with some business owners because I used to do consulting when I was doing graphic designs and building websites for people. I ended up doing consulting too. And one of the things I find is, just like when we buy houses, we always want to run to the white people. That's where we want to live. As soon as we get a little bit of money, a little bit of success, we want to go live where they live and next to them. And what do they want to do? They're coming back to the hood and buying the hood. And this is all over the country. They're buying up the hood because they want to be closer to the downtown areas. This is Atlanta. This is Charlotte. This is Newark. This is Chicago. This is Indiana. I could just name city after city. We all going through the same thing, this gentrification. Okay? Start buying your own hood. Buy your own communities up. Okay? It's not as expensive as a lot of you think. First, you got to get your credit right. So that's what you should be doing, is getting your credit together. And it's not as hard. Start with a secured credit card. And use it. Use it for everything you can, and then pay it off every month. So use it for your gas, use it for your groceries, pay it off the next 2 weeks. Do that for about 6 months. I personally did that, and I was able to raise my credit score 150 points. Okay? Now it dropped back down because I got sick and I lost my job, so I'm about to start that process over again. But start there. Okay? You don't have to pay no company to repair your credit. Start there. You can go on to Experian.com and all of these credit sites and join. They got a monthly subscription. Usually starts at about $19 a month, $20 a month. And you could actually dispute your negative items on your credit report right online, right from their app. And it makes it simple. So you don't have to pay nobody to mail letters and do it for you. Do it yourself, so you taking responsibility for it. But just getting rid of negative credit is only part of it. You also got to create positive credit. So that's if you can't get a regular credit card, get yourself a secure credit card, $200, $500, whatever. A lot of y'all got tax money. Use some of that money to build your credit back up. Okay? And instead of using your debit card for everything, try to get it with whoever you got a bank with. So if it's Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Navy Federal like me, whoever, make sure your bank offers a secured credit card. Okay, not a line of credit, because some of them do lines of credit like Charlotte Metro. I'm talking about an actual secured credit card. So put $500 on a credit card and then use it. Okay, the same way you're using your debit card, just make the transition and start using your debit card. $500 or whatever you're spending more than $500 in bills. You buying groceries, you buying gas, you got a car payment, you got insurance, whatever little bills you got, you're paying with your debit card. Use it for a credit card and pay it off. So that's the trick, not to carry a balance into your next billing cycle. So what I was doing, and it worked for me, I was doing every 2 to 3 weeks, I would pay my balance off. That's what I was doing. Okay. And that worked for me, whatever works for you, but make sure you do it at least once a month. So you spend $500, you max out the card. Well, you definitely don't want to carry a maxed out card into the next billing cycle, because now your usage ratio is going to be too high, and that can hurt your credit. But using your card and paying it off before your bill actually comes is not going to affect your usage. It's actually going to give you positive usage. It's going to say 100%. It's going to actually say 0%, rather. You want it to be 0%. You don't want to use 100% of your credit. So every month you're going to have 0% utilization. You're going to have positive payment history, and that's going to build your credit. Like I said, that's what I did. It gave me about 150-point jump in 6 months. Okay, so it can be done. Also, and I did it years ago where I disputed all my items. Dispute everything that's negative on your credit report. That's your right. That's what you can do. It's their job to prove that is your debt. So if they can't prove it, then it has to come off. That's the law. Use it to your advantage. Okay? Now, once you get your credit straight, okay, and we all get tax money, especially those of us with kids. Use that money to buy yourself a little property. Okay? It ain't got to be a property you want to live in, but get a property. And you could do a lot with it. You could flip the property by doing renovations, or you could just flip the property, sit on it for a couple of years and sell it. Now you done made a profit. In a lot of areas, these houses, especially here in Charlotte, they're doubling and tripling in some neighborhoods. The closer you get to downtown, which is all black neighborhoods except for Dilworth, the houses are doubling, actually quadrupling over the last 10 years. A lot of these properties, especially if you're going down Trade, going towards downtown from West Charlotte, if you're going that way, those neighborhoods right before you get to 77 used to be all historically black neighborhoods. Now those houses are going for $400,000-$500,000 and up. They used to just 10 years ago, they was like $100,000 and $200,000. And they all white now. That's where they building the trolley at over there by No Grease Mosaic, over there by Johnson C. Smith on Beatty Ford. All of those little neighborhoods, they snatching them up because we not in the game, because we trying to build our businesses where they are and they want what we got. So you got to start being smart, people. You got to start being smart. Stop putting your businesses, and I've had this conversation with black business owners, as I started to say before. They want to talk to me about demographics and profit and loss statements. I've been doing that shit since I was 16 years old. So I understand all of that. But what y'all black businessmen are failing to realize, you're not looking at your people. You're looking at the overall population growth. Look at how much of that is going to be your people. Okay? So you banking on, oh, eventually we going to be down there. For example, Ballantyne area, South Charlotte, I got people wanting to put their businesses down there, and we ain't there. While here in the hood, there's no black barbershop in a walking distance from me. And I live right over here off of Freedom Drive, off of Tuckasegee. Okay? There's no barbershop that I can walk to. All my life, I've been able to walk to a barbershop where I come from. There was many barbershops. But right now, there's no barbershops in a walking distance. And I see these kids walking down the neighborhood, their heads is all raggedy. And I'm like, hey, they can't go to the barbershop. And they mamas and daddies may not have a chance to take them all the time. But if there was a barbershop in the hood, you get more business. You would be packed. But y'all just want to be able to say, oh, I got a barbershop here, or I got a beauty salon here, or I got a bakery by the mall. Y'all want to be able to say that because if you think it sounds cute. It ain't cute when you ain't making no money. Okay? You would make more money if you open your businesses around your people. Okay? I'm not downing y'all. I'm trying to give you some advice. I'm trying to offer you some correction. And remember I said we hate correction. So I know a lot of y'all going to be negative about what I'm saying to you. But you know what your bills look like. I ain't even got to see your bills. I know when I go in your bakery, it's empty. I know when I go in your barbershop, it's empty most of the time. I know when somebody go in your beauty salon, ain't nobody in the parking lot. I know these things. I've been seeing it. Now, some of y'all got the right thing, got some businesses where black people conjugate. My girl Ash Jordan got her Blueprint nail salon right here in the university area. That's good. There's a lot of black people up there. So I want her to expand and open some more because she doing her thing. She a boss. That's what she told me one time. She want to be a boss. And that's what she been working towards over the 10 years that I've been associated with her. Okay, and I've only been associated with her on social media. She probably don't even know who I am, but I've always followed her. And we actually had a conversation one time years ago, and I remember her saying that to me personally. This is what I want to do. I don't want to be a model no more. I want to be a boss. And that's what she started doing. Okay? And she got that boss mentality. Nico Cherry with the real estate. It's a lot of women, it's a lot of black people, not just black women, but black people in general that's doing their thing. So like Nico Cherry just said today when I was watching her video, why all of us need to have that mentality is basically what she was saying. We all need to have that mentality and stop blaming the man. Yeah, there's systematic racism. Yes. There's systematic slavery. Yes. But that doesn't explain for you having your mentality. Okay? You need to open up your minds. So even if a few of y'all get together, that's what these Mexicans is doing. A few of them will get together and buy a house together, which is legal. You can do that as first-time home buyers. You can do that. You can do it. Anybody can do it, but especially still as first-time home buyers, you can get on them great interest rates. A group of y'all, a couple of y'all, or however you want to do it, and buy the house together, or buy the house yourself and rent the rooms out. However you want to do it. That's what these Mexicans is doing. They work in a system. That's what we used to do. We used to have boarding houses when we migrated out the south and to the north. It was somebody who had a house that rented rooms to everybody else. Okay? I remember my grandparents telling me that story. We need to get back to that. We need to start owning something. Because, see, we the only people in this country who don't own nothing. Where is your land, black man? Where is your land that you could say is your land? The Mexicans can point back to Mexico. The Guatemalans can point to Guatemala. The Europeans can point to whatever country they're from. The Africans can point to their country. Everybody can point to where their land is, their homeland is. Except y'all, black Americans, the Israelites. Get smart. The Dominicans can point to their land. Everybody got a land. Everybody owns something but us. Because we too busy buying weave and rims and spinning rims and sneakers. That's where we put our money at. Stop buying that shit. And I've been talking like this for years. I told y'all with the company based in Atlanta, True Detergent. Stop buying your detergent from these other companies. It's a black-owned company right here in Atlanta, or right there in Atlanta, and it's in the Southeast is what I mean by here. Switch over. It smells good, and it cleans your clothes. But y'all so loyal to the white man. Y'all so loyal to the Chinese man. Y'all run to give them your money, and then you want to say, oh, why we don't have this? Because you ain't spending your money with your people. But we also got to start developing businesses so that when somebody start flipping houses, start renting out properties, then you could give somebody else a job. You can give somebody a job to cut the grass and do your landscaping. You could set up an office, let somebody be in the office. There's a lot of ways to do this. But we don't think like this. We think like a consumer all the time. We need to start getting more business minded and getting back to what we need to do. Okay? But stay away from them MLMs, because I don't want to even have no arguments with anybody. If you want to prove me wrong, show me the financial statement from the company that was publicly released. Okay? And show me the percentage of people that's at the top level. And then show me the percentage, the average people, because they'll show that too. What does the average person make in this business? And I guarantee it's going to be low, under $100. Some companies, the people wasn't even making $10, but they were spending $100 a month themselves to be in the business. Amway, to buy all of their supplies that they was buying themselves from Amway, and they wasn't even making $10 profit every month. They wasn't making no profit. They was losing $90. Okay, that's why you don't hear about Amway no more. One business that I think has always done pretty well is Tupperware, believe it or not. I remember my grandmother used to do Tupperware, and I didn't even realize that till recently when I was doing some research. Tupperware is still in business, okay? And I don't know if they have a multi-level marketing plan like they used to, but that's what they used to have. The internet knocked out a lot of that stuff for companies like Tupperware, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do the multi-level marketing. But all of those other companies and Mary Kay and all of that, you might see one person every now and then with a little pink Cadillac, okay? Maybe, okay? Maybe. Just think of how often, and as you see it, when you see it, you know you see it. I think I've seen one or two of them in Charlotte over the years that I've been in Charlotte. You don't see a whole lot of them. But think about how many people selling Mary Kay. Okay? I worked for Amway. That video phone was as stupid as idea. And just like I tried to tell my managers, I said, we need to find another product because the cell phones is going to be able to do video phones. Like they was right there. Uvu had just came out when we was selling video phones. And they was pushing people to sell that. People don't even have house phones. Why would you want a house phone that has a screen on it? How often do you talk? It wasn't even cordless. It was just a regular phone, a regular house phone with a screen. And the other person you had to talk to had to have the same phone. So now today, you don't even have to do that. You got a cell phone where you could video chat on. So that I don't know what they selling now. I know they still in business. I don't know what they selling. But you could do all that stuff yourself. And that's what a lot of people was finding out. Okay? Same thing with the NutriJuice and all of those, the Travelocity and all of that. You get the same discounts yourself without even joining their program. You could do it yourself. Most sites offer the discount directly to you. Okay, that's where eBay pays you back, all those kind of sites, and a lot of the credit card companies, they give you points back. It's the same thing. Actually, you'd be better off doing it through a credit card that has a rewards program, ordering your travel package through them. So that way you're building your credit and you're getting the points. Okay? So it's a lot of ways to do it. But multi-level marketing has never been good to black people. It's never been good. You basically they sell you an idea that you're becoming a business owner, but you're not a business owner. You're an employee. Because you can't go to the bank and take a loan out against that multi-level marketing business that you just started with this company. It's still their company, and they can still fire you. If you break their rules, they can get rid of you. So you're not an owner. You're not a business owner. When you're a boss and it's your business, they can't. No, you don't have nobody over you that can say, "Oh, I don't like what you did today. You're fired." It don't work that way. And you can also get lines of credit against your business and expand your business. Okay, so all you're doing is you're just trading jobs. You're just becoming an employee for somebody else. Same thing with Uber. You're not a business owner. You're an employee of Uber. That's why in New York City, they just unionized. Okay, the only way you can unionize is because you're an employee. Okay, I'm not knocking Uber because I think it's done some good for some people and Postmates and companies like that. But don't kid yourself and think you're a boss and you're a business owner. Okay? You're just a freelance cab driver. That's all you are. Okay? But you're not an owner. So think like ownership. Think like ownership and do your research. Don't let these people sell you at these meetings, because that's what their job is too. And they'll bring somebody above them that's higher up supposedly. And sometimes it's a famous person or an ex-famous person. They're not making no money. Trust me. Trust me. Pull up the financial documents for any company that you're thinking about getting into and do your research. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. That's all I got. Follow V.